Westrac is one of Australia's largest leading dealers in Caterpillar machinery. I'm here with employee Tori Gibbons to get an inside look into the company and what it takes to be an employee. Tori, I appreciate your time.
No worries, mate. Happy to be here.
So Tori, one thing that attracted me to you was your onesie that you're wearing. Please further explain.
Just standard uniform at Westrac. Obviously, mechanics get pretty dirty, especially working on mining equipment and big diesel engines. A lot of grease and dirt and dust and red dirt involved. So this way, I'm fully covered. I'm fully protected from heat and scrapes, and from a safety perspective. And at the end of the day, I just take it off. Like I'm wearing clothes underneath. I take it off, put it in the basket at work, and it gets properly dry cleaned and washed, ready for my next shift.
It seems like you get really hot in this outfit that you've got on. How do you keep yourself cool?
Honestly, it's pretty difficult in summer because it has to be quite thick, because if I'm working with like hot materials like oxy cutting or welding or something like that, it's got to be thick to protect me. So to a certain point, it's just unavoidable. You're going to get hot. But yeah.
So Tori, Westrac is one of the biggest companies throughout Australia. How does someone like you get into the company? What does it take?
Honestly, it was very difficult. The job that I went for had over 1,700 applications, so I was pretty lucky. I think honestly my mechanical engineering background helped me get through the door, and just the fact that I have experience working on motors and vehicles of large and small proportions. Experience is always good, and a good sort of attitude towards safety is pretty handy as well.
So you mentioned you have a mechanical background. Please further elaborate on your mechanical career.
Well, I worked at a workshop called Western Automatics in Canning Vale, working on transmissions and engines, mostly in like Transperth kind of buses, but I did some truck stuff as well. Before that, I studied 2 years mechanical engineering at Curtin, and yeah, that's pretty much my mechanical career so far, apart from tinkering with my own stuff at home.
So, mechanical engineering at university to becoming an actual mechanic. What made you change?
I've always been a pretty hands-on kind of guy, and at the time, the market being what it was 3 years ago, I sort of had to make the decision and weigh up, did I want to continue down this pathway and potentially not get a job, or do I want to go and do something that I A, enjoy doing, and B, could have a higher potential to earn money in the future. And yeah, I decided to go with my gut, and here I am today.
Trucks, buses and cars. How's it working on all three of them, and what's the difference like when you're working on them? Any different challenges, different aspects?
I think it's all pretty much the same sort of fundamentals, but obviously the bigger you go, the bigger everything is, the bigger the parts are, the bigger the nuts and bolts are. The higher potential to hurt yourself, the higher the risk, I suppose. Everything weighs more, it's bigger, it's hotter, it's heavier. So there's obviously challenges, but I enjoy it. It's great fun.
You mentioned risks. Now, working with a huge company like Westrac, I'm sure there's many things going on, especially being a large mining company. What are some potential risks or injuries you've seen on the worksite that you've experienced yourself? I've
seen many small minor injuries, like hand and finger injuries are probably the highest rate of injury in the business. Obviously, because our main tool mechanic uses is his hands and fingers, so there's a lot of putting hands and fingers in the danger zone, I suppose, in the line of fire. But there's lots of risk management and safety protocols and procedures and stuff that we have to follow, which on the whole is pretty good. Keep you safety conscious and keep you healthy and fit for work and happy at home and whatnot.
So I remember you mentioned that you're currently based in Perth, but of course there's further opportunities in the mines up north. How long will that take for you to get there?
Well, at the moment I'm still a first year apprentice, but I'm looking at doing a 6-month stint, potentially in Newman or in a mine site called Murrin. which would be 2 weeks on, 1 week off. So normally the 4-year apprenticeship, they try and send you away for 2 6-month periods, normally to give you a taste early on to see whether you like the lifestyle, the work, and all that kind of stuff. And then they give you another stint at the end when it comes time to sort of, I don't know, suss up and decide once you qualify which sort of area or field of mechanic that you want to become.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for your time, Tori. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks, mate.
That's all for tonight, folks. And have a good night and enjoy your rest.